What are Mark Coogan's top keys off the top of your head to running a
Well,
fast mile and training for it?
I mean, like we talk like so like just say I tell a lot of people this. Say you want to break 5 minutes in the mile, so 75 seconds a lap, right? Basically, 75 seconds for a 400. Like almost everybody that wants to break 5 minutes in the mile can run a 75, right? And most of them can run a 2:30, 800. But running 3:45, it starts to get a little bit tough. But it's only a 75 still, right? And then only one more 75 after that, you're five flat. And I'm always saying like, well, why does it get hard to run 75s? And they're like, and if they say like, well, I'm just not doing enough speed work, I need to run 60-second 400s. I'm like, no, you probably need a little bit more strength. You need to be maybe a little bit more aerobically strong so you don't get exhausted running these 75s. And it's the same thing for like some of the women that I coach. Like 4 minutes for the 1500s is 64s, and like everybody on my team they all can run like probably 54 or 53 or 55 or something for a 400, but running 464s in a row without a break is what gets tough. So I think you need some miles. You need a little bit of mileage in there. You need to have your strength. We do a lot of work at like 5K pace. So like we do a lot of work at 15 flat 5K pace, which is 72s. So like 224 for an 8. We do a lot of 3-minute Ks, 222 to 225 800s, and we just try to get strong as an ox. They're not too beat up after they do stuff like that, and then that makes them be able to handle those 75, 75, 75 if they want to break 5 minutes in the mile, or 64, 64, 64 to break 4 minutes for 1500. And we do a lot of strides. We do like if we're sharpening it up, obviously we're going to do some 200s or 300s or a couple of quarters that would be faster, but we don't do a ton of it. We definitely don't do a ton of it, and we stay healthy for the most part.
What do you think is missing from most people's training when you look at modern day training? Not even the professional world, because majority of people listening are going to be professional runners.
Yeah, I would say like I think people might do too much speed work. Some people might disagree with me, but I think people, I don't think you need to go to the track 3 times a week, to make an Olympic team, or make an Olympic final, or win your state meet or something like that. I laughed, and I talked to Coach Miltenberg, and I talked about this a little bit. It was like when Ethan Strand and Parker Wolf ran 7:30 for 3K back in December at BU. It was like 2 weeks after they just ran 10K cross country. And they hadn't been on the track. They hadn't been doing anything fast. They were just strong as oxes from doing cross country work all fall. Like they had run a 5-miler and 2 10Ks in the last month before that day. And like you would think in your head, like that's not how you go set, a NCAA D1 collegiate record for 3K by running, 2 10K cross country races. But that's what they did. And when all these, like I've seen a lot of people at like BU after that first December race, where a lot of people run fast coming off of cross country. They say, oh my God, I just ran, X time and I haven't done any speed work, and then they'll run their conference championship in February or March, and they'll do the same event and they'll run slower, and they've been doing all this speed work. It's because they're not doing their 70, 80 miles a week anymore. Now they're doing 50 and going to the track a couple times a week, and they're running slower. So I'm kind of a strength guy. Yeah.